Hi guys, how is it going? So this is a Kubernetes practice video. This is regarding pod, how you can work with a pod. I've got 13 questions there that I need to answer. So let's get started. So the first question is asking us to tell how many pods exist on the system. So if you want to check how many pods exist on the cluster, all you need to do is run quick get pod. Or you can also say quick control get here. PO is the short name pod. So you get that. But if you want to get the number, you can say quick control get PO and put hyphen no evidence. Grep, not grep, type the output is uh, word counts. Basically, write word counts command to basically count the number of records it returns. You can see here it says 0. So this no header here makes sure that um, basically when you run the quick control get pod command, it returns a table of the number of records uh, of pod within the cluster. So it returns a table of pod, and that table of pod has a column record. So that is why I put no header here to ignore the header because there is a record. And just to give us the accurate count, which is why we got 0 there. So the answer is 0. So moving on to the next question. Create a new pod using the nginx image. So to create a new pod, you can just say, I'm going to do something there. I'm going to create an alias for code control as it will make things easier for me instead of typing code control every time. I just type the alias. So I will call the alias K. So K touch of code control. So now I can say K, which is also code control. Run. I'm going to say the name of the pod sentence. I'm going to say image is engines. So as you can see here, image we need to specify its engines. So I'll execute this. I'll say k k so say k get port. You see it return the list of port here. This is what I was explaining earlier. It returns say the column and records. So now if I run the previous command to find the list of pods to see we can get accurate result, which is 4. So now we can check what we've done correct. We move on. So how many pods are created now? Let me run the command again. So we have 4 pods. So the answer is 4. Now moving on, which image is specified for the pod whose names begin with the new pod prefix? So we've got these pods here, and there are 3 pods that has a prefix of new pod. So I'm going to describe one of them and check what image that pod is using. So to do that, I'm going to run pay describe, which means code control describe, PO, then the pod name, I'm going to say new pod. Let me see this one. First one. So new pod 6324N, and I'll run this. So you can do this, right? You can do this to describe the code and basically go through the contents to find out the image it's using. Here it says busy box. And another easy thing you can do is instead of going through the whole content, you can grab image. I'm going to say -I, which means case insensitive. And I'm going to say image. I want to grab image. So I get busy box, which is what we are looking for. So the basic box image is the image being used by the pod. So the next question is, which node are these pods placed on? Now, to get the nodes that these pods are running on, you can basically get the pods and get more information about the pod or about each of the pods, right? And you can see group control get pod. If you want extended information about the pod, you can use the white character. Output is white. So you can put that option there or add green on there, get more information. You can see all of these pods are running on control plane node. So the answer is control plane. Now, moving on, we just created a new pod named web app. How many containers are part of the web app pod? So what we need to do is we can describe the web app container. So we can describe the web app pod. So by saying, so basically, based on what you can see here, we don't actually need to describe it. We can basically use get pod. And here you see this number, right? 14/1. This means the total number of container within the pod. And this one here, the first one basically will tell you the number of ready containers, the number of containers that are ready. Now, if you go to the web app pod, you can see there are 2 containers in total. Only one of them is ready. So what we are being asked here is to tell the number of containers that are part of web app pod. The answer should be 2. So that is correct. Now, what images are used in the new web app pod? So what I can do is I'll say k describe hero, and the code name is web app. And I'm going to grab image. So the question is, what are images used in the web app pod? So I'm going to see the images. So we have here image is engines, and another image here is agent.tx. So the images used are engines and agent.tx. Correct. So moving on, what is the state of the container agent.tx to the pod web app? So you can see here there are some errors, right? So for agent.tx, the reason our container is failing, as you can see here, is because it's a reporting image pullback of error. So the main reason it failed is what is specified here. It said failed to resolve reference, which is this image registry. And here it said full access denied. Repository does not exist or may require authentication. So And it says, it goes on to say it could be because of authorization failure. Um, so, so the state of that or is basically error or waiting. I mean, the state of that container. So that is the answer. So why do you think the container agent TX in Pod web app is in error states? So the reason, so you can go through the list of the options here. So number the second option or the second option is saying the image cannot be pulled. It either does not exist or require authentication. So as you can see here, so one of the reasons is repository does not exist or may require authorization. So this would be the closest answer. So I'll go for that. That is correct. Now, the next question is, what does the ready column in the output of the group control get port command indicate? I explained this earlier. So ready column basically tell you it's basically the number of containers that are ready within the pod, and the one on the right side is basically the total number of containers in the pod. So, the answer would be ready container in the pod slash total container in pod. So that should be the answer. So the next question is delete the web app pod. It's not actually a question, it's a task. So to delete it, or you can say k delete PO, then the web app pod. So that should delete that pod. Now, the next task is to create a pod with the name Redis, and using this Redis 123 image. That is the wrong image, by the way. So we say k run Redis. Redis is the name of the pod, and image is basically Redis 123. So now let's check if that product's been created. It's been created. Now the next thing is to change the image on this port to Redis. Now to do that, we can say one of the way you can do is basically run k get to, and to is port, and the name of the port we want to get is Redis, and say the output format is YAML. Basically, you want to get the output of port content in YAML format. And I'm going to direct the output to Redis or YAML file. Now I'm going to edit Redis the YAML file. And I'm going to change the name of the image to Redis instead of Redis 123. Going to save this. And I'm going to run k apply f Redis to YAML. Let's see if that works. So it doesn't work. What I'm going to do is basically use k replace or replace the existing one. Basically, I'm going to delete the previous one. So if you replace it now, that should be on. Yeah, that is done. So that is a quick practice, Kubernetes practice in pod. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, leave a comment. Have a lovely day. Bye.